My name is Michael Berube. I own goodphotos.com. I've been a photographer since 1985. From 2001 to 2008, I had a part-time job at the camera store. I was doing full-time wedding photography, and life was great. In 2008, the economy crashed, so I went from about 32 weddings a year down to about 3 weddings a year. So when I sold a camera to a woman who was an insurance agent, and she was like, "Have you heard of BNI?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much all set, thanks." And then she called me a week later. She did the perfect thing. She called me a week later and asked me to help. She said, "Our graphics designer in our chapter can't make the meeting and he needs somebody to sub. Can you come and be a sub for him? Just do your thing and then you can check the meeting out as well." So, all right, I can do that. I'm happy to help. So I took the time to do that. And 15 minutes into that meeting, I excused myself. I went out and called my dad and said, "Dad, I need to borrow $450, which is what it cost to join back then." He was like, "What's going on?" And I said, "I want to join this networking group." He's like, "That stuff doesn't work." And I said, "Dad, the energy in the room, the people in this room, I think this will work for me." And he says, "Fine, I'll cover you." And so I wrote him a bad check. They took my application, and a week later, they accepted me into the chapter. And it's been great since then. I joined as a wedding and portrait photographer for the wedding portrait photography seat. I had a client who was a hotel down in Kennebunk, and they needed photographs of the hotel room. And so I went down and photographed the hotel, and they loved it. And the real estate agent in our chapter saw the photos and said, "You should do real estate photography." And I made more money with 5 listings a week than I was making the whole week at the camera store. So I left the camera store, and by 2013, I switched over to nothing but real estate. And BNI is 100% responsible for that. I never would have been a real estate photographer prior to BNI, would never have thought of it. And so BNI basically changed our life. I could probably step away from BNI and my business would run fine, but I stick with it because I want to help other people do the same thing. The philosophy of it is genius, and it's something that's beyond BNI, the giver's gain, right? What you put out into the universe comes back to you manyfold. That's one of the best things with BNI, is it's usually a win-win situation. Nobody's giving something that they're not going to gain back. If you're looking to grow your business, I can't think of a better way to do it than relationship-based referral marketing. If you have interest in that whatsoever, go to BNIMaine.com, find a chapter that works for you. We've got online-only chapters, we've got live, and we have hybrids, and they come from early in the morning to lunchtime to afternoon meetings. One will surely fit what you need.